want to ask you about Pitt's offense. Obviously, you're familiar with Todd Graham's offense, but what makes this offense in particular work and gives you the biggest challenges this week?
You know, it's totally different than what the fans have seen at Pitt, what you would consider Pitt football. For the older fans, it's a little bit more like single-wing football back in the old days. A lot of misdirection. They still run the football. They still run power running game, but they have a lot of sweeps out of it, a lot of misdirection, and they still throw the football with Tino. So, you know, with those three phases, it provides different obstacles, if you will, because they can stretch you vertically, horizontally, and pound the football at you.
From a readability standpoint, is it the most challenging you guys have seen so far this season in terms of defensive players knowing what's coming at them?
I don't think there's any question about that. Yeah.
Coach, after the issues you had in the last game, is that something you think you guys to build on?
Oh, yeah, they're all correctable. I mean, geez, it was, you know, you go back and look at the film. Those are all correctable. We'll be fine.
Mark, Skip yesterday and Rick Smith, too, had said kind of after watching video of things, weren't quite as critical or quite as concerned about some of those things. Did you have a similar read when you went back and looked over the tape?
Yeah, it's all correctable. I mean, it was about us. It's not particularly anything that they did. It's just us not focusing on the task at hand and having some mental breakdowns, if you will, that kept drives alive for them. So.
What's some positive you did see from watching tapes?
A bunch of positive, yeah. Kids were running, hitting. Did a lot of good things, I told you guys second half, I thought we played pretty well. We did. Start eliminating some of the stupid mental mistakes that we made in the first half, and kind of had to get refocused up a little bit.
Did what you guys do in the fourth quarter to help the guys, give them a little more, confidence to build on?
Well, that kind of started at halftime and a little bit of a challenge in that to wake up and let's go play. And now we're in conference play. Now we're in conference week. It's going to be pretty easy to get their attention, especially when you put on the film last night and you start watching Pitt.
Mark, this team has had a lot of success on the road recently, dating back to last season.
I agree with you.
What do you attribute that to? Is it something that Skip and you guys as coaches are doing?
I've told him I've tipped my hat to the preparation that he has, because he did the same thing when he was in East Carolina. Now they travel. They played well on the road when he was there, and thus far we have done that. Big believer in not having problems when you travel, and Larry Antonucci's done a great job. We've had no plane issues, no hotel issues, no bus issues since we've been here. A lot of it's how you travel, and a lot of it's how you prepare your team to travel. And I think of both aspects, thus far it's been outstanding. I mean, I've learned a lot.
Do you see the players maybe taking a bigger sense of pride going on the road and having success? I mean, going into someone else's house?
Well, it can go one of two ways. It can either bring you tighter or it can tear you apart. And, for us, luckily so far, it's brought us tighter in the year and a half that we've been here. And it's pretty impressive what I've witnessed so far.
Linares was saying that he likes going on the road. Can you get a sense from the guys that they do love going on the road?
Well, it's a us against you mentality, and it takes a mature team sometimes to handle that. And I say that, and I've had mature teams that didn't handle it well. So I'm glad they think that way. Whatever it is, let's keep the magic in the water and keep drinking it because it's working.
Can there be any carryover from the Notre Dame game? I mean, that was the only other competitive game. It was also a road game for you guys.
Well, the carryover there is a tight game. We haven't been in a tight game since Notre Dame, and Pitt's been in a couple of them now. So we have to allude back to Notre Dame a little bit because that was a tight football game, the only tight football game we've been in, and it was 3 weeks ago. They've been back-to-back tight weeks. It's something we can definitely draw upon.
Yesterday, Rick was sort of thinking out loud that maybe the defense gets a little laxed with the way the offense has come out recently in these games and building a big lead. Do you see that at all?
I like it. I can tell you that. I like it. It allows us to be a little bit more free, I think, as a coach. Do I sense that in the players? I really didn't, maybe until the first half of last week. But I haven't sensed it since then.